We have the right to break and enter. Anything you do to resist us can be held against you. While we laugh at this today, there once was a day in our country's history when this was not such a joke. But how did we get from days like that to where we are today?
It is due to the now famous Miranda V Arizona case in 1966 that gave birth to the Miranda rights. On March 3, 1963, an 18-year-old girl was kidnapped and raped on the outskirts of Phoenix, Arizona. 10 days later, Ernesto Miranda, a poor, mentally and disturbed man with a ninth-grade education, was arrested for his crime. Police interrogated Miranda for 2 hours and eventually obtained a written and signed confession that was later used against Miranda in the court to find him guilty of the crime.
Miranda, however, appealed his conviction, arguing that he had not been told of his right to remain silent, and said he never would have confessed had he known he had that right. The Supreme Court later agreed and overturned his original conviction and said that the confession could not be used against Miranda in a new trial. Miranda was, however, again convicted on his second trial, even without the confession, but the Supreme Court's ruling changed everything from that moment on.
Supreme Court ruling gave birth to what is now known as the Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Only 7 words, yet so powerful.
The court ruled that for a Miranda rights warning to be required, the circumstances must meet a two-pronged test. The suspect must be in custody and that they are going to be interrogated.
Courts state that a person is considered in custody when they are not free to leave. Whether they are physically deprived from leaving or have the perception that they cannot leave, they are considered in custody.
If a suspect does, however, voluntarily provide information that is not in direct response to a question, then that information is admissible in court, even if the Miranda warning was not provided, since the two-pronged test was not met.
A person may waive their Miranda rights, but they must do so knowledgeably and completely without coercion, intimidation, or deception, after having read and completely understanding their rights.
The belief in the right against self-incrimination was so strong that our founding fathers made sure to include it in the Fifth Amendment of the Bill of Rights, thus making Miranda v. Arizona one of the most important court cases in our nation's history and ensuring that the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination would be upheld forever.